Yes, people, what are you saying? If you've never been here before, obviously subscribe if you're new. But if you have been here, why haven't you liked the video? If you're a subscriber, I've seen KdB injured. But I think this is just Pep pulling him out of international duty, you know. But yeah, look, we're here to discuss. Obviously, there's been rumors of Diaz being sold, or being wanted even. Not sold might be the well, probably not the word to use, but there's rumors that PSG and obviously Barcelona are very much interested. You know, Barcelona, I don't know how they're going to fork up enough money to do anything. And then obviously Man United circulating around Marcus Rashford should be sold 75 million. Is that too small of a, you know, it's too small of a fee? I hate talking about this guy sometimes. He just makes my blood boil. But yeah, man, if you haven't done so yet, if you're a subscriber, why haven't you liked the video yet? Because all the likes go a long way. So yeah, I would say don't call me a young fluid. Don't do that. I just see it now on the comment snaps, to be fair. But yeah. Anyways, Mons, it's just us two for now. Don's gonna join us. Sean's gonna join us. What are you saying, man? This is looking Liverpool play today. Yesterday might be one of the greatest Champions League games in a while, but if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, here he is. Here the boy is. But yeah, man. What are you saying, man? You're going to get us our coefficient points today, aren't you?
Well,
how do you feel that you might be able to get Man United Champions League football? Can you imagine? What a gift.
What, the team that haven't even scored more goals than Luton? He's still living in La La Land, are we?
Brother, it doesn't matter. We see, again, have you not learned anything about Man United this year?
First of all, you still have to finish fifth.
I'm just saying.
You have to get that done. Secondly, I'm a keeper. But even if you get Champions League football and fifth, the whole fifth thing does happen with the coefficient, bro. I don't really care. Like, you'll go out in the group stages. You'll be nowhere near the damn thing. Even if you get to the last 16, you're getting panned, and you're going to talk about how you hate whoever's in charge again. So it doesn't really bother me. Like, you man are still arse and cheeks. Word to Jordan, arse and cheeks. So until you're no longer arse and cheeks, maybe we can talk in it. You got some heritage there, though. I'm not saying you lot don't have heritage.
I can't even lie, man. You know what? Even it's weird because Man United always do this thing with they go 1 year in the Champions League, then they do 1 year out. 1 year in the Champions League, then 1 year out, and it's like, I look at that team. Yeah, we got heritage. I mean, they pulled us through PSG, I suppose, in a way, but I don't think that's enough, man. Quality stuff. It's a different story, innit?
You somehow got a decent game out of that.
You can't scam your way through like Chelsea 12, 13 years ago. I wouldn't say Chelsea scammed their way through their last one because they conceded something stupid like 4 goals. That you can't knock that, bro. So I think Tuchel kind of deserved to get there as well. So
in their first Champions League, they've been to a final before that.
Yeah, I know, but
that's why I don't really. We didn't scam the heritage thing. They were in the final before they got their first Champions League.
Bro, that was well deserved, bro. Like the performances against Napoli to come back and win. Barcelona, the resilience.
People said you had no heritage before that, but I was saying there was experience there in finals and semi-finals prior.
Have you not seen the chart of Premier League clubs when it comes to European heritage over the years and how far they've gone? Chelsea keep popping up, bro. I don't know where this narrative is coming from that we haven't got no European pedigree or European heritage. We just weren't winning it. We got to 2012, then we finally won it. But before that, bro, we were going deep in that competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you done your best in the Man City. You was in it for about 8 years, then you won it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. 2004 club. But anyways. No, Chelsea would be Chelsea. The thing, you know, the maddest thing about your club, Don, yeah, even in the 90s, you've always been a good cup team. Always.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens. Yeah, nice.
It's part of your DNA. The worst Chelsea's have won big trophies, bro. When we're
11th and we're literally just in the final once. I don't even know how we got there. And we can get to a semi-final.
Yeah. That's why I said it's in your DNA. Like, it's literally you weren't really doing well. The season when we beat you in the both finals, you weren't doing well then either. So it's like you weren't doing as bad, but you weren't challenging or anything like that, and you're still. You know what I'm
These
saying?
quarterfinals is one leg, isn't it? FA Cup
FA Cup
this weekend because we've got Leicester.
These days, I don't know.
Is it one leg?
I think it's straight one leg. You know, these days, I don't even know.
Bro, all these rules just keep changing. I
that's what I'm saying. They keep flipping. Let
us know in the chat, man. Is it one leg? I'm sure if we beat Leicester this weekend,
I think it's one leg. I don't think there's any replays.
Yeah. Let me check this KdB stuff. Apparently KdB's injured. I don't believe it because I don't believe it. Who Man City? Who Mr. Shawnee?
So we didn't get hooked. Endo just fucked him up.
No, I need to see this. I'm looking at LB's thing. Hi, Sean. What's going on?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out now.
Donny boy,
love Sean. What you say, man?
Let me check the brain. You know what? I need to do something.
Do you know what's mad with the whole De Bruyne thing? If you're keeping it,
oh my word! It says minor groin injury. He's been pulled out, bro. He's been pulled out. Yeah.
Regardless, if he's injured or not, I did say even whether he's injured or not. Yeah, I think I said specifically to that. So I said De Bruyne's fitness is going to be an issue. I said if you keep, I said if you keep him fit, you win the league. If you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, I think KdB injury. We could talk a little bit about that later, innit? We can even talk about little other things and bobs. But he said he's been pulled out due to a minor groin strip, whatever, mate. Yeah, he just don't want to go to Belgium. I don't blame him either. Team's arse. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, sorry. Not so good. But yeah, let's start this off anyways with a team that's actually playing today. Not that we're going to talk about them kids and stuff that are going to start, but Luis Diaz, you know, there's been quite a bit surrounding him yesterday. About him maybe teams being interested in purchasing him. You know, there's a lot of Liverpool fans that don't like him, Don. And there's some fans that do like him. And I think Luis Diaz is starting to kind of show what he's been about. Like from when we first saw him come, I think he's finally getting into his own again. But if that's the case, I don't know what the fee would cost, but I don't know why Barcelona are interested because it will cost a hefty fee.
How much do you reckon?
I don't know. I think and the thing is, you got to compare other wingers. If a Brennan Johnson goes, how much was Brennan Johnson, Sean? Sorry,
50 million.
50 million. A Brennan Johnson's 50 million.
50 million or 52, something like that. Yeah.
Anthony's at 85 million. You can name other wingers that have probably gone for quite a bit of money as well. In this day and age, I think Luis Diaz is a proper winger that you don't really see anymore. I reckon maybe around the 70 million mark is probably more.
How old is he? 27, isn't it?
And you got to think, if he wins multiple trophies this year as well.
Yeah, his price will go up.
Brennan Johnson had English tax or Welsh tax because of the homegrown thing. So.
And also you got to remember that was late. That signing was later in the window. It's English team to English club, so there's always going to be extras on there. If you look at
one of their main players as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think with Anthony, we all know Anthony cost 15 million euros, by the way. And let's be honest, and Ten Hag had to break his back to get that signing. So Man United got, they had to pay the extra United tax on that one. You could say that of a player like Enzo as well. In January, had to get the signing done. So that player cost probably about maybe 40, 50 million than he would have already cost. It's his actual valuation.
I don't think comparables are like, it's not the same. Like, like if you live on a street and the house across the road from you goes for 20% more than asking price, then everyone thinks that the next house on the street should do the same. I don't know if that's the same with football players because it's all on a value to the seller and a value to the buyer basis, right? So they're all very kind of nuanced and unique.
And of course, but I still feel like teams like Man U sometimes have to pay more than not just Man U, but more so Man U often than others.
Please, once call us Man United. There's no Man U. Thank you.
What?
The thing is, though, like if Diaz,
I'll call you man whoever I want because you man are fucking shit. So
if I say the beat,
don't ever say I can't abbreviate your name. How about this? Maybe I should call you Manchester United.
You know it is once here. You know it is. You see Cass, yeah. This guy, bro. He crashes it on his club, yeah. But look, he doesn't like what you're saying about them right now. He doesn't like it.
Bro.
You just gotta hold it, bro. I've been holding it like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta hold.
I'm just saying, I can't say the certain V word when it comes around Liverpool because it might get interpreted wrong in it. But if I say it, you'll go mad.
What's the V word?
What's the V word?
What is a V word?
It's just called the V word now. There's a certain. Let's just say there's a certain mentality that's if I was to put in a sentence,
Because I called you man you.
Yes.
What's the V word? I'm curious.
Sorry, Don, have I missed something with Man U?
Put in the chat, put in the chat, put in the private chat, put in the private chat.
Wait. Don, have I said something wrong by saying Man U? Because I can't be asked to say Man United.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Don? If I say this,
that word that triggers people. Yeah.
So Don and Sean, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with saying Manchester United is Man U?
I'm just saying, what's the problem with me saying a word out of the vocabulary without getting interpreted wrong?
You know, Cass, man, he likes to confuse and deflect.
Man use a nickname, and the V word is going into like historical.
Yeah, that's going into
See what Sean just did there. Historical. It's got nothing to do with historical. I could just say it, and it will get linked.
You can say it. Listen, I'm an advocate for free speech, man. Say what you want. Do what you want to do.
And anyway, guys,
there's a difference. Man U is just a nickname that like 12-year-olds use because they can't be bothered to say the word United.
By the way, I would never ever call the historical part of that Liverpool part the V word. By the way, I would never ever say that. That's just disgusting. Anyway, anyone that does that is horrible. So just a disclaimer. But anyway, let's move on.
How have we gone from talking about Diaz to talking about your shit?
Because I was just saying the prices that Man U have to pay, and the man said, "Don't say Man U." Like, I'll call you Manchester United. Then let's call you Manchester United.
Bro, there's a Chelsea tax, there's a United tax. It is what it is. But Diaz. Wait, how long has he got left on his contract, months?
I can double check that right now.
Is it 2 years?
Check it. 70 million for Diaz. I don't see
2027. He goes. It's up. It's June the 30th. 2027.
3 years then. Yeah. 70 million for Diaz after what we've watched of him in the past. How many seasons now? 2 seasons.
I also think that I think there's a massive there's going to be huge deflation in the market, right? FFP and all that PSR stuff. I don't think that there's going to be that many £100 million deals in the future. And the new rules, like, it's going to be, especially if the PSR thing pivots to this percentage of net spend, percentage of your spending is a percentage of your revenue, like they have in UEFA. I just think that clubs aren't making enough money. If you're like Chelsea or Tottenham, Arsenal, that kind of ilk club is making 500 million quid a year, you can't justify spending 20% of your entire year's revenue on one player when you've already got to factor in that most of these clubs are working on 60% give or take wage to revenue ratios anyway. I just think that this whole thing is going to have a deflationary aspect on player salaries in their next contract renewals and in transfers anyway.
And let's be real, man. Like 70 million, if you're going to pay that for a winger, they have to come in and elevate what you're trying to do. Diaz, there's no guarantee that he's going to do that because Liverpool fans already, they complain about him, bro. Because in front of goal, the guy isn't he's got no composure. Do you know what I'm saying? For me personally, I think it's more of a mental thing rather than ability. Yeah, Mons, obviously you watch your team week in, week out. I watch Liverpool as much as I can, but you will know more than me. Yeah, but when I see him in front of goal, I see a guy that just gets excited, bro. You know, I see a guy that thinks he's scored before the ball's even gone in. Once you bang ball, bro, you've been in situations as a striker where you think the ball's gone in before you've even scored. Then after that, you're thinking, oh, how have I missed that, bro? Like, I should have just, done what I need to do first and then celebrate. That's what I see in Diaz. But if he was to move on, bro, I don't see you, man, being able to get 70 million. Not with the performances I've seen over the past 2 years. No way. I don't see that.
I don't think that's what people focus on, to be honest. I think they'll value Luis Diaz at 50 million because they'll still think he's the player he is before he's
50 million? That is...
I know
70 million is a lot of money, bro. 70 million is a lot of money, bro.
No. I'm saying they'll still see him at the value. They'll still see him at that 70 million value because they'll see him as the player that we got. Because from an outside perspective, there are a lot of the buyers don't really see what they saw when Diaz first stepped onto Liverpool. That stepped on the grass. Remember those first 6 months at Liverpool. That's what people are probably gonna.
Yeah, but Mons, you have to.
Even though I know he's not that player anymore. Like, I know.
But Mons, if he was moving somewhere else in the Prem, then I'd say okay, cool, 70 million. I hear it because obviously rival tax and whatnot. If he goes Bayern, if he goes Barcelona, these men are not gonna cash out 70 million on Luis Diaz, and you lot will be open to selling for a little bit less. You'll be open to selling a little bit less.
There are worse swingers going for more. I feel like with Liverpool's partial success since he's came in. I don't want to say because he's coming after the major success. So let me say the partial success that Liverpool have had. I feel like you go look at like the highlight reels. This guy's gonna look like fucking Neymar if you go on. Unfortunately, he's not. Me, I've always said Diaz ain't got no finesse in the box. Got no finesse in the box. Even when he was a big bad boy footballer when he first stepped on them before his knee injury, I've always said he doesn't strike the ball with any sort of like. It's like he doesn't stop to think. Or
not like how you was once.
Yeah.
Not like how you was just doing those clips. I can't lie. I thought Mons is a baller. By the
bro,
way,
there's no conviction in it. Mons, you need to teach him some conviction on the shot, bro.
I don't. I'm shooting. It's not my. I can't lie. I definitely got more power than Mons. I've got a very power. But Mons's technique is crazy, like crazy. I can't lie.
Nah, stop doing this. People are gonna expect.
Yeah. You got better.
You're gonna expect a mad thing at the Molyneux. They're gonna expect a mad thing. I don't want to.
If Molyneux will be there.
What should be left for Liverpool? He's got a better shot than Diaz.
Oh, that's in the chat said teams wouldn't pay that for Bernardo Silva. I think for Bernardo Silva that's more realistic, bro.
No. So basically, if I swing this to last year, PSG didn't want to pay an astronomical amount for Bernardo Silva.
And that's only because of his contract, though, isn't it?
He's 29, bro.
Yeah,
so why?
There's that as well.
Yeah, Castion, Reaper, please. Anyways, it's not the point. Then obviously Barcelona were the ones that he's really interested in, but he can't afford that. They were trying to offer up player deals and extra little bit of money. So in that fairness, when it comes to like Diaz, now I know he's a bit younger. Obviously, I think he's like a good 2-3 years younger and whatnot. There's no way on right now that, in my opinion, Sean, as well, that Barcelona pay 70 million or anywhere close to that. They would lowball it maybe 50 million max if they really, really want him. They would have to lower his wage packet as well, something along them lines, because he'd probably want more money at the age of 27. So the only logical team that's really interested right now in him is PSG. Not any other team that I've seen anyways. Maybe there's some minor murmurs around Premier League clubs that would take him if granted that they would sell him. But I think 70 million is a fair price for Liverpool because right now he's got 3 years left on his deal. I don't see why he would leave because you know what? I think it all depends on the new manager, but they've also got a new CEO and a new director of football coming in. So, you know, maybe a lot of people's careers are up in the air, just like Diaz's. So they might see a lot surrounding Liverpool this summer.
I think the contract thing is slightly irrelevant if the club are wanting to sell him. Like the contract length is only a kind of benefit for the selling club if there's not a desire for or willingness to let him go, right? If there is a willingness to let him go, then the only person that the long contract thing really suits is the player. If there's a risk that the player doesn't want to go or B won't get the same salary elsewhere. Not to turn the conversation, but two really good examples of that situation that have been the long contract thing being a kick in the teeth is, in my situation, Tanguy and Ndombele on 200 grand a week. Tottenham didn't want him. Tottenham would write down that money, but can't get a buyer and can't get anyone to take on that salary. So Tottenham having a long contract doesn't suit. And just like Lewis, if Liverpool want to get rid of Luis Diaz or want to cash in and move in a different direction with a new vision, then the 3-year thing I don't think is a help. I think it's a hindrance. And I'd say the same for Marcus Rashford, right? If at Man United, if United want to get rid of Rashford and move on because they need to lower their wage bill, that guy having 350 grand a week or whatever he's getting paid and a long time left on it, who's going to pay Marcus Rashford 350 grand a week going forward? So I think that yeah, right. But for me, I just feel like, you know, that I think that the right price for Luis Diaz is probably, I think 50 million quid, you'd have a lot of buyers. 70 million quid, I think you're pricing out a lot of the opportunities. So I think you need to kind of land somewhere in the middle.
Facts.
And 55, 60 million quid. And I think everyone can shake hands and be happy, especially if, I don't know what he's on as a contract, but if he is and he's going somewhere, then that 10 million that they might save on the valuation of the player, they can afford to then add that to the guy's salary to make up the difference.
Yeah,
Luis Diaz, from last time I checked what he's earning, isn't even earning IPs like that.
I don't think he is. If I go on to, I was just on it, to be fair.
Sport Rec.
That's the one. I was just on it.
He's barely on it. He was barely over 100.
Your wages at Liverpool ain't a mad thing anyway, isn't it? Like Van Dijk's on what?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's on like 60k.
You'd be surprised how much wages Liverpool pump out.
No, but it's all about performance related, isn't it? Like if they might be on £100,000 a week, but if they win a trophy, they'll get an extra 5 million in bonus.
Our incentives, Sean, our incentives are astronomical.
Yeah,
Our base wages are quite low compared to the big boys, isn't it? But
it's interesting. That year when you guys, that guy when you got, sorry, someone's at my door, my dog's barking. That year when you guys went deep in all the competitions, even though you got loads more revenue from all the prize money, you actually ended up with lower profitability because your salary, that technical salary that year, was like 50% higher than it was the year before, where you underperformed because of all of the incentives that you have to pay out for people getting to semi-finals or finals of competitions. It's quite incredible the structure that you guys have.
I'm not sure if we lost profitability.
Bro, he's on like 55k per week.
No, so I'm not saying you lost. I'm not saying you weren't profitable, but I'm saying that the margins are squeezed when you have to pay out.
We usually earn because again we run quite well. So the profit margin, margin probably shrunk a little bit that season. They did, but I'm saying, but the thing is, I think that's what's probably kept most of our players grounded, having
and motivated, right?
Yeah, exactly. Motivated, incentive based contracts and astronomical.
No, I don't hate it. I think it's a really good way of doing it. But you have to, in order to be that club that does that, you have to have the track record of doing well in competitions, and you have to have the brand to convince players to come to your club, knowing that they could earn a guaranteed income that's better elsewhere, but with less likelihood of.
It ultimately means less big name signings. Let's keep that bucket. Ultimately,
it's like this. It's the way City's model's based around that. And recently, Jim Ratcliffe and whatnot have come and said that's the model they want to do as well. So it's probably worth mentioning.
It should be, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Like, you want the club to do well. You want the players to stay motivated. There's a lot of examples of players that sign big contracts and then put their feet up because they're set for the next 5 or 6 years. So you want players to stay. But if you're competing with teams that are happy to spend 300 grand a week on wages, then maybe it's a good way of also filtering out the bad characters, the people that don't want to work hard and that want to come for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. So I'm a big fan of Liverpool's structure of compensation. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. By the way, guys, make sure you smash the like button. 22 minutes in, haven't asked once. It's from the start of the stream. But if you are here, please smash the likes. Just a reminder. And also, you can always check these boys out as well. Or men, if you want to call them men if someone's offended. Obviously in the pinned or in the description. So if you like what they say, you go check them out. Especially Don. Don's got a new channel up and running. So go on, you might as well subscribe to him. Why not? Go on then. Finally. Right, let's get the real question out. Should Liverpool sell Luis Diaz given the price is decent this summer? Should they just sell him anyways? You reckon it should be a new direction? It's not like he's not irreplaceable. If we're being honest, what we like in the Prem these days, if you're not like in the Michael Elise type beat, then really and truly you need to be getting goals and assists.
And just to add to that, I want to hear what Monster's got to say. Just to add to that as well.
That's the market.
Bearing in mind, you're gonna most likely lose Salah as well. Let's be real. Salah's most likely gonna leave. So that's 2 players.
My hot take is that he stays. He stays one more season. But
you think he's gonna stay? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Salah stays one more season.
If you're a betting man, what's the percentage you reckon he stays?
Do you know what? I know it's a boring answer, but I'll probably say 6 to 5, just above evens. Just above.
So let's say Diaz gets moved on then, yeah, and Salah gets moved on. Who would you want to replace both of them with?
Brother. That's a whole nother, bro. That's a whole nother. In terms of who I want, that's a whole nother stream, bro.
Realistically, don't say Mbappe and that.
No. Like I'm one of them, man, bro. If you're selling Salah, bring me Mbappe. I need because that's the only guy. There's no Salah replacement. It doesn't exist.
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly, Don. It doesn't exist. There's no Salah replacement. You just go get a winger who is good, because that's all you can do. When it comes
Jared's right there. Jared's right there, isn't it? He's been called up again.
Bro, man, if none of them know me, they know I'll take Jared Bowen every day of the week. His work rate and what he brings is perfect for Liverpool, in my opinion. But because he's English and has a quiff, man, them don't rate him, innit? This brother has had better seasons than certain man's. If I say it, they'll kill me. They'll call me bitter.
By the way, I'm seeing certain world class wingers in UEFA Team of the Week, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's fake or what. But this is what I'm saying. This new generation, they need to stop judging players off sofa score, innit? Use your eyes, bro. Yeah.
SofaScore's algorithm is SofaScore's algorithm is a mess for player ratings.
If you look
I'd
at
ask you, Monts, if you were to quickly, if you said you wanted Mbappe, would Mbappe come and participate in that wage structure, that pay structure?
No, he wouldn't. No. Like, it's completely unrealistic. Like, the thing is with Mbappe, I generally think that when there is links, Liverpool obviously are in there, some sort of other teams are as well. I generally think it's not out the complete realms of possibility. It's just highly unlikely because of what he comes with.
95% unlikely.
It's what he comes with. It's what he comes with as a package outside of the football pitch that I think isn't very Liverpool-like, let's say. You know, so I just feel like there's and also with Klopp and all of that stuff, Klopp isn't going to be there anymore. So maybe there'll be a whole new kind of thing with Liverpool now, because you can't say now that Liverpool are going to kind of always have this. You know how we always go for the player that's like loves the club or has this certain work ethic, not too crazy around the ego side of things. That might not be a thing going forward anymore. We don't know, innit? We have no idea how things are going to move forward. But if you're looking at wingers in the market now, I personally wouldn't sell Diaz, because as much as I talk about his shortcomings, he still epitomizes everything Liverpool's about.
He's got 10 GA this year, so he's not doing too sad.
Yeah. And also, obviously, he's still
in the Premier League.
Yeah, I'm saying it. But people obviously will say, you can't talk about his dad no more, man. That's happened time ago. But we still don't know how long it takes for people to really get over things like that, like fully. Do you know what I'm saying? And whatever. I'm not saying he's been great this season. I still think he's been underwhelming for the standards that I hold him to. I'd still give him another year. I feel like now, with a run of games, he is getting better game by game. Whether his finishing will get better, I don't know. But there's not a lot of great wingers out there. Like, we're talking about the wingers out there on the market that you could go get. You're talking about Leao and Sane and that. Sane, probably the next best type of right winger you could find in the market at the moment. I really like that Riquelme guy at Atletico, but he ain't going nowhere. Obviously, Florian Wirtz is someone who everybody wants. I don't think that's a Liverpool signing, but that's going to happen. Like, give me wingers, bro. Like, I don't think the winger market's great right now.
It depends. Again, it all depends on your manager, because different managers, I don't know, like, let's say you get an Amorim, then I wouldn't think you're going to go get yourself a Leao. I don't think it would suit from what I think Amorim would do. But then if you go get someone like Xabi Alonso, who allows his wingers to be essentially wing backs to be kind of flying free, it's a little bit of a different story. Depends how he sets up, because it could be a 3-4-3. That means a Leao might be really suited to it. Sane,
you've got DRB, you've got the guy at what team is that? The guy that plays in Spain.
I'd take Leon Bailey.
You might be able to get yourself. Well, I wouldn't understand why you'd go get a Kvaratskhelia, because if you want goals, that's not what you're going to get with him. But it might.
What's happened with him as well? He's gone quiet. What's my man's name at the cast, man? The guy that plays in La Liga, man. What the guy, the team that wear blue, bro? What's the team called, man?
What, Celta Vigo?
Blue and white. Yeah.
Kubo. About Kubo.
Yeah. I've seen clips. I haven't watched him ever.
He's a decent shot. I would even say if you're looking for a straight replacement on the Salah side of things, I'd say Pedro Neto. But his injury record is terrifying.
At Liverpool as well, the way you lot play.
Yeah, but the thing is, Don, the injury record terrifies me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The way you lot play is too much for his legs, bro. He will break down every 2 seconds.
I think we don't know.
Stylistically, it would suit him though. Stylistically, I think Neto would.
We don't know that though yet. We don't know, because again, different managers, different systems.
That's what I'm saying. The injury thing might not be a thing, because it's not going to be as. It's not.
Wolves work really hard because they have to. That's the thing. They have to. They always have to track back and go get the ball. That's why they break down so quick, and they have a lot of injuries this season. That's just the way they play. Liverpool majority, they probably have most of the ball. If we're being
but how many times has he had a hamstring injury now? Because that tends to be
I don't think Marcus Edwards will get him anyway.
Marcus Edwards.
I don't think he'll grab him, because if you go off the two wingers, he likes real athletic.
He's the best player.
Wingers. If you're gonna go with the players,
the best player I've ever seen in my own two eyes on the pitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Rafael Leao sounds like, or Sane sounds more of a Michael Edwards type signing, but he might have some shrewd business going. He might have some people like scouts, obviously, in places where he's like, yeah, you know what, he won't cost that much. But I don't know who. Well, I suppose watch this space. But yeah, moving on from Liverpool is to the main man that's probably in papers every single week is obviously Marcus Rashford. There's obviously quote, and I don't believe it too much, but there must be some sort of. I think there must be some sort of truth to it. To be fair, you know, they bid for him before, they got rejected. But Rashford to PSG, 75 million. I can't lie. I think that's too low.
Wait,
I
by
think
the way, I know this
way
is,
too low.
I know this is a thing, but Memphis Depay. Can I just give him a quick Memphis Depay shout out you, bro?
He was incredible last night.
Yeah, shout out you.
Changed to get
And
changed.
that guy works hard as well. That guy works, bro.
Like the way he is demanding the ball, that he was just looking extra techie yesterday.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
shout out you, man.
He's a good player, though.
My favorite guy, Adingra. Yeah, bring me Adingra. Forgot.
Who's he play for?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Sadio Mane region. Sadio Mane region.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I'm being serious. Adingra for me, everyone knows my agenda towards my positive agenda towards Adingra. I think he's top.
There's rumors that Leroy Sané wants to leave Bayern Munich. Is that right?
Yeah. There's actually a few of the players that want to leave, like Kimmich, Musiala, apparently Tell as well, maybe.
Alphonso Davis.
Maybe, yeah, they're gonna have to go through a major rebuild. But I don't think all of them leave. Even Gnabry wants to leave, I swear. But I don't know. I don't think all of them leave. I don't think they would. I think they'll tie them down with new manager, new whatever. It's these players do it all the time. How many times have we seen players wanting to leave Bayern and they sign new contracts? There and then. All the time.
You know what though? Yeah, Mons. There's what's that guy's name? The guy that plays for Hull right now, balling out. There's a lot of Premier League clubs that want to be interested.
My days, he scored.
What's his name again?
The guy did the Rabona split.
Yeah, bro. Him. I watched him play with Palmer in that year. England under 23, 21.
Jaden Philogene.
Yeah. That, bro, when I watched him play for England under 21s with Palmer, yes, him. That guy, bro, I promise you.
Let him go, didn't they? Unai Emery said he wasn't good enough.
I watched that game, England. I said, "Who's this guy? Yo, he looks serious, Mons, that guy."
Make sure Chelsea ain't looking at him. You know, another youngster.
I know you got that championship radar on. I know you young players. I know you got the eye in terms of looking at the young players.
I'm telling you,
brother, Don, right? I'll be honest.
It's not going to satisfy Liverpool fans, is it?
Nah. Of course not. I'm just saying, innit? Watch out for that guy.
I've learnt my lesson from Endo, innit? I've learnt my lesson seeing Endo come in and obviously be as good as he is. I've learnt my lesson, but Bakayoko's a good one. The way Bakayoko's a good one.
I don't think.
Hey, leave Nico Williams alone. You know, we're coming.
That's who Man U is heavily linked with. To be fair,
nah, leave Nico Williams. That one we've been onto him. Joe Shields again. Joe Shields has been going clear.
That's right there. I think it does depend whether you want it depends what manager you want. As certain managers are gonna want those tricky Cole Palmer-esque, you know, pure footballer wingers, or it might just be a straight P&P tech man winger thing where it's just let's hope that they're just annoying inside forwards that are always going to give you an outlet.
You got to remember, all of our clubs are going to be in for wingers this summer, including Tottenham. Like this, and that's the man.
You got Anthony and Rashford. You're good.
No, that's why we're going to talk about Rashford, isn't it?
We didn't even mention Diaby, bro. Musa Diaby.
Yeah, Diaby's there. I don't know why.
Give me Bailey. He's not better than Bailey, bro.
He is better.
Bailey as well. Bailey's a better player.
Bailey is a better player. Like in terms of just when you look at both of them.
Diaby offers you more P&P.
Wait. Do we not remember
what does P&P mean?
Pace and power.
Oh, no, but
do we not remember Leon Bailey's first season? He was cheeks. They hated him. Villa fans only started liking him this season. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Sometimes
he's playing for managers, right? He's playing for a manager that believes in him. He's playing in a style of football that suits his what he's got, his assets. And he's a different player. He's a player reborn, but he's phenomenal. If Tottenham had the choice, because Villa look like they're in trouble financially, even though their director of football says there's nothing to see here. Emery said in January we're going to have to sell in the summer. If you had to pick one of Bailey or Diaby right now to come into your teams, who would you go? Who would you have? Diaby all day long, because I want to see him on the wing, not up front.
You know what's funny?
Bailey gets injured a lot, innit?
As well.
Yeah, me and Cass have got PTSD with injuries, bro. Like, leave us out of it. I'll take Diaby. I'll take Diaby.
Remember, man, they both came from Leverkusen, and they both came from Leverkusen.
Liverpool only this season, though, innit? Really?
They both came from Leverkusen. I look at Bailey, and I think he's a better footballer.
Same.
Look at DRB. I don't know what it is with DRB, but he started the season well, but he like something about him.
Again, got his contract, and now he's settling down again. That's the way it works.
Who?
No. Leon Bailey. He got his new contract, signed it, been dead ever since. He had one good game since, I think. That's it.
How's he been dead? He ripped up man the other day.
That's what I said. One good game since.
What do you mean?
I remember.
He's had a brilliant season.
As soon as he signed his contract, I don't remember notable performances from him other than the other day.
Oh, man, love to do this purple patch thing, bro. DRB's been good for a minute this season, bro. Let's not be disingenuous. He's been better than most wingers in the Premier League, bro.
I didn't say DRB. I said Leon Bailey.
Sorry, Bailey. I'm talking about Bailey. He's been better than a lot of wingers in the Premier League.
Bailey does not cut it at a big team. I'll be honest.
He doesn't need to. Villa are in the top 4.
DRB has use in the top side because of his pace alone and everything around it, surrounding it. I just don't think he's been given a chance on the wing at all.
Bailey's got tech, but he just needs to improve on his decision making at times.
But that's what's been good this season. He's been like
is improved.
What's made Leon Bailey better than DRB this season is his decision making.
Like,
they can both take on a player. They can both cut in. They can both slap a ball here and there. But Bailey's decision making has been much better, especially for Watkins. Why do you think Watkins has so much GA as well? By the way,
yeah. No, it's
so
true.
Much
It's true.
GA. It's true. Bailey, bro.
It has improved. But I think that's the only thing that people kind of looked at when it came to.
Let's look at one that is inconsistent. Way more inconsistent than both of them.
DRB in it, but and Leon Bailey's he's 26. He's not like 28. I think he's talking like he's 26, bro.
He's still quite young, kind of.
Is 75 million too low for someone like Marcus Rashford, given English tax, given the amount that PSG might want to, grab?
No English tax if you're selling it abroad, right? English tax only counts if you're selling it
in England.
If Rashford was French, or let's say he's Italian or whatever, right? That 75 million would be 50 million. Let's be honest, we'd get rid of him in a heartbeat. But because he's English, he's going straight up. It's because he's one of the prospects, I reckon.
I personally think 75 million is an off-putting amount. I think the guy's too inconsistent, and I think that someone's going to have to take on his contract. He's not, like I said at the start in the first question, and I used him as an example, he's under no obligation to move anywhere, right? How long has he got left in his contract? 4 or 5 years?
About 4 years, 4 and a bit years
he's
now.
Under no obligation to move. If he wants to put his feet up, he'll say, I'm not going. If I'm not going to get my money paid, if I'm not going to get the same or more elsewhere, then why would I give it up? I've got a short shelf life as a career. I need to get paid now for the to sort my family out for the next 5 generations. He's under no obligation to go. So either someone's going to have to put up more money, and he isn't worth more than 300. He's not even worth a quarter bar a week. And so there's only one club that would do it, but you have to factor in that I don't know if the rules even apply for FFP and all that stuff to them. They always seem to get around it somehow. But obviously, without having Mbappe, there's going to be space on their wage book, but I don't know if the player deserves it. So I don't even see him making a permanent move. I see a loan deal where someone pays 50% of his wages.
I look at PSG and I think of Marcus Rashford. Can they put him on, on billboards and all that stuff and promote him the way they need to? I think so.
The French hate English.
Yeah, that don't matter. I don't think that really matters. They love David Beckham though, but
he played for free, didn't he?
Yeah, but if you go Rashford, he kills that league, in my opinion. Gets goals, direct replacement, can definitely promote him the way they would want to promote him. Definitely, we all know that they got space on their wage books more than ever. And we know they're going to have the cash to go and spend on that one position that they need, mainly, in my opinion. 75 million, you know what it is for me? I think, if they wanted to go get Leao's been quoted at something like 100 million, right? But with Rashford, if it's 75 million.
For what?
I don't know. I think they got some sort of release clause on Leao or something like that. I've seen it all season, 100 million for Leao. I'm like, what? Yeah, I think he's the French Marcus Rashford anyways. I don't think Leao's all that. I just think he's more coachable than a Rashford. And I think he's probably more hungry, in my opinion. I just think with Rashford, 75 million.
And he's better on the ball. He's better on the ball as well.
I think Leao's decision making is just as poor though. That's what annoys me. I think 75 million is still, but I reckon Man United can get more. But at that point, if you get more than 75 million,
sorry,
Portuguese. But yeah, go on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like literally right now, yeah. How you're looking at it, Cass? You're just thinking of his name. Like you're thinking of the big name, the brand,
standard.
bro, like if PSG have been scouting this guy and they want to pay more than 75 M's, they've lost their mind, bruv. They've lost their mind.
If they're going to do an opening offer for 75, that's an opening offer. That's what was said, an opening offer. So
Rashford's what? He's 27 now. He's 26 now, isn't it? 26.
26. Yeah.
He's not gonna turn into Neymar. That's it. Like we know what Rashford is. This is what he is. Yeah. You can't expect more than 75 from him. I would take that and run, bro.
Who said the opening offer is 75 million?
Well, that was what was said yesterday on socials and all that stuff through whatever journals and stuff. But
how much are you asking for? How much do you want then? How much do you want? If you were there sitting there.
I said it on George's stream. I said I'll take 70 million and run. I think I said 70 million.
Bite your hand off if you get that.
You said 75 million. Like,
I'm not being funny. When I'm seeing Conor Gallagher's quoted at 50 million and I'm seeing other man quoted at so forth million, a lot of millions that are English as well. No matter, even though if it isn't around the Prem, it's a bit different. Yeah, I think Rashford's better than all these players and done more in the game anyway. So I'm thinking, yeah, I want 75 then. Basically, or 70 million.
I think 75 is fair enough. I think 75 is fair.
Yeah, but I still think we can take
Rashford and Diaz going in the 70 million bracket. I know certain footballers are turning in their grave.
You got
certain are turning in their grave. It's mad.
The thing is with Diaz, you got a pure type of winger. Like, he's not going to give you output. Really. If you could put Rashford in a French league, he's definitely giving you output. So that's what I think that's what they know as well. And that's a fact.
You see the PSG fans, but when they see him jogging the way he jogs and that, they're gonna shout him after the game, bro.
You know what baffles me, yeah, is Luis Enrique, yeah, is the thing is he likes footballers. So why would you want Marcus Rashford? But then I look up front and they got no goal scorers. And I think of left wingers that are gonna have output for a PSG. What wingers are really available if they're not young and inexperienced?
So PSG's front three, yeah, because I ain't watched much of them this season. It's Mbappe on the left, Moani up top, innit?
Yeah,
Moani, yeah. And who plays on the right for them? Who plays on the right for them?
Dembele, and he's been cheeks.
Dembele, yeah, right. So then Mbappe, so Rashford will go on the left then.
Yeah, ideally. I think they should put personally
if more replacement. And the English tax thing it's irrelevant to a French club.
It's irrelevant.
The English tax thing only. It's not because they're English that you celebrate them more. It's because there's a homegrown thing that has to be.
Yeah, we price them more though. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, two English clubs. Like the reason why Conor Gallagher's 40 million quid is you factor in his last year of his contract, but also the fact that he comes in and counts as a homegrown player to any team in the Premier League. Rashford's not going to count as a homegrown player for the PSG.
No, of course not. But I mean, when you want to sell it, especially Man United, the guy that was, you could call him poster boy for Man United and all this kind of stuff. If you want to prize him away, you're going to have to pay some decent money. I'd
be absolutely shocked.
How can I forget?
Even if PSG were to look at him and think, I'll take on his salary and I'll pay 75 million for the privilege of having a guy who, for all intents and purposes, has demonstrated a lack of professionalism on a number of occasions and who has put his feet up since he signed the new contract. There's nothing that is like the old version of Marcus Rashford, 100%. But the version since his new contract, I don't think that comes across as sellable when you factor in the compensation that you have to pay over the lifetime of the contract. And the fact that Man United might think that that's the value. If they say 75 or no, Marcus Rashford's going to put his feet up. If anything, I think he'll go on loan somewhere and there'll be a split salary payment.
Yeah, no, that
loan
could be true.
Yeah, because I think that someone will say, I'll take him off you for a year with an option. We'll try before you buy. We'll see what the version of him that turns up. If he's someone that comes to the French league and he's got
to try before we buy, you know. You know, when you're walking around, you're walking around, that's funny. You know, you're walking around Spitalfields and that, and then you're trying all the food. And
exactly. It's a little sample, right? A little samosa on the side. See if you like it. See if he's gonna come in and do the business. If he does, then maybe you'll pay the money at the end of the year. But until then, I'm not paying 350 grand a week for a guy that's put his feet up and that went out partying the day after the derby and all that stuff. I'm not like, if I'm paying attention to Marcus Rashford's recent past, I'm going to say at best I'll pay 50% of his salary, see what version of him turns up at our club, and we'll have an option.
If we make this guy go on loan, might as well just keep him. I'll be honest. You just keep him as option.
I just don't see him going.
The
chat, big up the chat as well. They just reminded me, Bacola, because we Chelsea were looking at him as well in the summer.
What about him? The guy again, another guy that's been cheeks this year. Don't get me wrong. potential, but
end product ain't been great. When I've seen him in the Champions League and that, yeah, it's a bit poor. But he's got potential in it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential, but he's been cheats this season. That's true, and that might be a Luis Enrique systematic type thing. But it's a bit of a, I don't know. They don't really see that sort of football. But he's been cheats again. He's he's pretty much played half the games of how much minutes available in Ligue 1, and probably not even all the games either. He's probably been left out a couple of them. So I just feel like someone like PSG need a poster boy. That's what they've been. That's if you go off the history, they've always got a poster boy. They're lucky they had Mbappe and all that. That's their poster boy for many years. That's going to go. They're going to need a new one. They need a selling point.
Is Rashford a poster boy?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's just got that selling point. That's just the way it is. With some of these players.
What's the selling point?
I think it's been bad though. I don't know
what the selling point is. He's not a superstar in the England team. He's not a superstar.
Even they would make him a superstar over there. They need someone. They're not going to prize Dembele. He's always injured and all that. Or Kola Mawani. Maybe Barcola could have been it if his potential was there, but they're going to need somebody there. And I think the other one that they could make a poster boy is Liao.
I think they need someone that sells more shirts than the Korean fella.
Yeah, Rashford would sell.
I don't think Rashford sells that many shirts to the French.
I think he does, but I would sell straight away anyways. You know what, as well? Last little point. Do we believe KDB's injury is just an actual injury, minor groin injury, as they saying, or do you reckon they're just pulling him out? He's probably told himself, yeah, I don't want to go over the
They're pulling him out, man. They're pulling him out. When he goes Belgium, he doesn't care anyway. So why is he gonna go there now in the middle of a title race when he's already just come back from injury recently?
Is it just friendlies as well?
I think it is.
What is the point?
It's friendlies in it. It's friendlies in it. There ain't no like what's that thing called? UEFA, what's that thing called, man? That tournament they do normally because they've got Euros coming up. Yeah, I think it's just friendlies coming up. When is the international break?
After this weekend, next weekend.
After this weekend. So
who are England playing?
Let me guess. Malta or who's
Macedonia.
San Marino.
Or Wales. We always play Wales as well. Flipping out, man.
We're playing Brazil and Belgium.
We're playing Brazil.
We're playing Brazil.
And Belgium. And Belgium.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna tune in Brazil. Yeah, Martinelli and them man there.
I'm glad
Martinelli probably wouldn't even go.
I'm glad Southgate didn't pick Kobe Minor. I'm so glad.
Wait, is it out? Is it out now? Like who?
Apparently Kobe Minor's not going to international duty, so that's
He's dropped Calvin Phillips. I saw that he dropped Calvin Phillips.
About time.
Can I ask you a question about Kobe Mino? I haven't, because I have this conversation with Tottenham fans about players like Pape Sarr, right? I know he's a couple of years older than Mino, but it's his breakout season, and he's obviously kicking goals for Tottenham, just like Mainoo's a real standout for United. What amount of money would it take to prize away the potential future sort of cornerstone of your midfield?
Yeah, as in Kobe.
Yeah,
200 million.
How much?
Actually, I want 200. Give me 200 million.
No, okay. Back in the world of
if Saka's the star boy, you said potential, by the way, Brett. He gets to his potential part, right?
That's what I mean, yeah. But if someone came along right now, if Real Madrid takes or someone with
right now,
we want Kobe Mino to come play next to Jude Bellingham, whatever.
You mean in the future? I thought you meant in the future.
I mean, like, what would you sell him for right now, knowing what you might have on your hands, but what's a reasonable price? Because people are sitting there looking at Tottenham and going, "Would you take 70 million quid for Pape Sarr?" And I'm saying 100%. But most Tottenham fans are going, absolutely not. And people think that that's me saying I don't rate Sarr. I think Sarr's amazing. I think he's going to be brilliant. But 70 million quid is 70 million quid. And you don't know what's going to happen to the player. You don't know if they fall off. You don't know if they get an injury. You don't know any of these things. Right?
For me, I think Kobe's ceiling is super high, yeah. Same way with quite a few of these footballers lately as well. I think they're super high. But if you're a Man United fan and you say anything below 150 million right now, yeah, regardless, breakout season or not, then you're a donut. I'm not, because I don't feel.
You think he's that good? Yeah,
I think he's going to be that good. That's the thing, and I would want, if that's pure profit, and then you can trust Ineos to do whatever, then cool. You need to revamp our whole midfield, a bit like Liverpool. But I think he's homegrown as well. Got to think about that. I think he's got the way he talks. I think his mentality is through the roof. It's like he's beyond his years, kind of, and I like that. He seems quite grounded. So in my opinion, he ain't going no. I don't want him to go nowhere either.
No, of course, I don't want to
Get
sell
a new
Salah. I'm
contract.
just saying, in the hypothetical, what's he worth?
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
club?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Right now, yeah. If you wanted me to be tempted, I'd be 150 million. That's
Wow.
the way.
Yeah. That's you living on I don't know what world you're living on, bro.
That's me saying he's
Unsellable.
And I like Manu as well. But then when you're talking about them sort of prices there, you need some level of sample size, innit? Like you need a level of sample size for a club to be willing to pay that.
If I'm seeing Lavia go for 60 million, and his team went down in relegation, then I want double or more.
But he even had a larger sample size in the Premier League, bro.
Where?
In the Prem, bro. He played the whole season.
Think about it like this: he's played the whole season. We're in March. He's played 20 minutes all season.
Yeah.
Minus sample size is nearly just as much, and if not, he's been in the Champions League as well.
So why would he be double the price? You're telling me he's had better performances than Lavia?
Hear me out. Even in the Champions League,
what are you saying there, Cass?
Right away in his debut and stuff like that. You see how calm and collective this man is, even under pressure of Man United with all the crap coming down, and he's wearing a Man United shirt, not a Southampton shirt. Right?
Bro, 150 million for Manu right now is crazy.
Lavia, who's from Belgium as well, so he's not, and his class is home country. I know, hear me out.
Crazy, bro.
Million.
Even how much are we saying for Saka right now? Like
double. Saka.
Why are you laughing at me when I said
200 million? No one's paying 200 million for a player ever again.
Exactly. Saka will be minimum 100 million, but I don't think he will be 100, even 150, and that's Saka.
So, Kaz, when I said Trent, when I said 100 and 150 for Trent, why was you screaming and shouting your head off?
When was this?
I said 150 for Kobe.
No, wait, one sec. When was this once?
When we was talking about in the summer.
You're funny. You're the best, man.
150 for Trent is obviously that's what he's worth to you, innit? You think he's probably unsellable, and I think that's the case. But I'm not gonna lie. People might think
if someone came and gave you 90 million, 80 million quid, right? It's pure profit. It's pure profit, Kaz, because he's come for your own homegrown club, right? Pure profit. With that, you can spread those costs on amortization over 5 years, and you can rebuild everything that you need to do with the money, with an injection of capital as well from Ratcliffe. And you're saying that you wouldn't sell Mano to rebuild every weakness in your team.
We're not even talking about. Sean, we're not even talking about an attacker. This is what I'm saying. With a midfielder, you're paying 150 million for a midfielder. You best be world class. You best be world class.
Don.
You best be world class.
Don. You don't get to say that. Don, you do.
We ain't paid 150 million for a midfielder. We ain't paid
115 million for a midfielder. He better be world class.
No. Come on. Hey, look, Caicedo's even got a bigger sample size, and he was 115. This guy's talking about 150 million. This guy's talking about 150 million.
115 is still astronomical.
Bro, come on.
To be world class.
Of course. We hear all of that, innit? Yeah. But let's talk about Kobe in isolation. Yeah. I like Kobe Manu, but for you to say anything more than, if you're to sell him right now, I'll probably say you're looking at maybe
75
M's,
60, 75,
up to 60 million, and that's me being. I'm generous.
You're pricing in, but anything above that, and you're pricing in perfection, right? You're pricing.
That's paying for potential as well. That's paying for potential.
That is killing me anyway.
Yeah, you know what the maddest thing with Donya is, like, if there's FIFA and there's a rating for awareness, when you're doing your pro year, I'm not even joking. It would be about 60. Self-awareness about 60.
In the red.
in the red, literally.
Bro, I wasn't, bro. You think? Hold on. I was on the terrace. Months. Bro, months. I was on the terrace, saying we're not paying more than 80 million for Caicedo. I think I was saying we're not paying more than 85 million.
You said a lot of stuff, to be fair.
I was, bro. We paid 115 only because you lot came in and paid 110, and then we had to fucking go and pay extra, to go and get it done. Really and truly, if we wrapped it up quicker, we might have been able to pay less. We fucked it up. That was our own doing, and that was our own problem. Yeah, I don't agree with it, but that's their beef for taking so long. Yeah, I was saying Caicedo should have been about 85 million, bro.
Even 85 million, an 85 million sentiment. I need you to be different, just below the level of world class.
Bro, don't compare 85 million to 150 million, bro. We're not doing that. Come on,
let's get one thing.
You're being unreasonable now.
Hear me out, In today's market, 60 million for a midfielder is like, standard procedure, really.
Exactly. That's my point.
So, all right, cool, standard procedure. 85 million is like he needs to be good. Like he needs to be good. He needs to show something.
No,
He needs to be incredibly. 85 million pound puts you in the top 15 transfers of all time in the Premier League.
Declan Rice was how much? 105 million.
Yeah, and he's looking more
80
class.
million. Hold on, you might add to that 80 million, the new 30 million. Like,
It's getting that way. It's getting that way.
It's not going to go that way for much longer, mate. The whole new rules around what you can and can't spend when you've got to factor in agents' fees and all this stuff. It's gonna have to come down. You're talking 85 million for a player that's done very little.
Hold on. Sure, when we bought Darwin Núñez for 80 million, yeah, and it's actually 64 plus add-ons, but let's just say the 85 million actually comes up to. Let's just add it all up. The 85 million that we spent on Darwin Núñez, I want with all. You're 85 M's. I don't give a fuck. You are 80. That's big money investment. So you don't have to be world class, but I need to see something, fam. I need to see something. That's why
bare minimum for 85 million for a forward. You have to be getting 20 GA every year if you have an injury-free season.
Yeah, bro,
I think you're hungry, innit? You're hungry. That's
what I'm saying. I don't have a.
Why are you doing it?
No, because you got a point. Yeah.
I show that energy for my own players if they spend that money. It's not like, Chelsea spent X amount of money.
No, listen. When Tottenham signed Richarlison, I was like, 60 million quid for Richarlison. I'm like, what are we doing here? This guy has got a track record of picking up massive salary transfer fees from Watford to Everton to Tottenham. He ain't doing it. He's got 10 goals in 10 or whatever it is for Tottenham this season. But and everyone's like, Sean, you're in the mud about Richarlison. Well, what about the previous 18 months? What about the rest of the games where he can't trap a bag of cement? Like you have to have certain. If you're going to be priced at a certain level, you have to have guarantees about.
Yeah, well, we all buy potential these days. A lot of it is based off potential, even if you haven't done loads in the game.
We get that, but you've gone to an extreme.
Yeah,
to say 150 million. You've gone to an extreme, bro.
I'm putting English tax on it. I'm putting potential tax on it, and all sorts of tax. The thing is, when he said Trent, the thing is,
he's putting Wolves tax on it as well. Once that one goal against Wolves is putting that.
That's where the extra 50 mil. That'll get 50 mil after that one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I personally,
because if he's done it once, he's going to do it at least 1,000 more times.
Yeah, exactly.
Should ask me a question. Stop 1 sec. Because when it came down to saying how much would you sell a certain player for, I would say I would only consider it if he's at this mark. Because a lot of times I'm just trying to say I wouldn't sell him.
Yeah, I get it.
I wouldn't sell him, and for me to be tempted as a fan to be like, oh, we should consider that price. I wouldn't even look at 100 million for Kobe and say, yeah, you know what, we should factor that.
Well, 120 M's then. Let's
we do this. Why we act like we want to do this all the time? Like I remember Osimhen, he's been quoted at 130 million to them, but a lot of the teams are saying, nah, you know what, I wouldn't play that, because what they're doing is saying, well, if you want to prize them away, then you have to pay a certain amount. That's all that is. That's all I'm going off of. With Trent though, and back in the summer, I'm not being funny. No one's paying more than 100 million or 90 million for a fullback that can barely defend.
No, he's playing midfield. But in my opinion, he's
not a midfielder. He's not a mid. Stop it. He's not a midfielder. He inverts and gets helped by other midfielders. I saw him in midfield and he's
hungry.
Definitely hungry. In other systems,
you're not getting on my nerves. I need to go pray.
In other systems, he could be deployed as a centre mid. So he's not just a defender.
He can't though. Where's he? To play more than 5 games in centre mid. What are we doing?
All right, guys. The guy can play centre mid. I'm not saying he's the best centre mid in the world. He can play centre mid. He can play centre mid. Just like Kimmich, he can be deployed in a pivot, and he can be deployed as an inverted man. Hold on, and he can be deployed as a right back. Whether you like it or not, he will do what Kimmich does. Whether you like it or not. Yeah.
No, he can't. Kimmich is more defensively secure in the DM than Trent will ever be. So stop it. That comparison is awful.
Facts.
Again. He has legs around him. Give Trent legs around him. And
oh my God, there's no shit about.
We're talking about nuance again. We don't need to go into.
What's his plan for his life?
I'm not fan of my life.
Can you hear he's stuttering?
If Trent has a certain shot.
Hey, you know the salesman's trying to sell something on their first day of work, man. That's you right now, man.
All right. You man are just doing the laughing thing, but you man know Trent can play midfield. And Don, for someone who tries to do the Jogger Benito with words for every single player and what they can do, Trent can play midfield.
Deflection.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do that, bro. So at the end of the day, if man want to pay 120 mil for Trent, I don't see how that's crazy. For you to say Kobe Mino is 150, the man have to pay 150 million.
Yeah, standard.
Bro, let me what? So is Jaden Dan 70 mil for scoring a brace?
If you think he's got that potential,
80 mil now because he
wait, let me hear me out. Yeah, if you think he's got that potential to be at that point in his career that could benefit Liverpool and all that stuff, and you believe in this guy's potential in that, realistically, Kobe's price is not obviously 150, but for you to accept a certain price,
his price isn't even 100.
Wait, hold on.
Nowhere near 100 million.
I'm just saying, obviously, Kobe's done nothing to warrant 150. But if you're talking about even your own players to say, yeah, you know what? Realistically, Dan's is probably worth 15 million, 20 million or something like that, yeah? But you might think of his potential as something bigger than that. You say, for me to price away and consider a certain price, then yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends how much you believe in his
Get me over here.
it depends how much you believe in his price. It's up to you. But for me to consider any sort of value for Kobe Mino,
how much is Oscar Bob? How much is Oscar Bob worth?
I don't know. I'm not a Man City fan.
How much is Oscar Bob worth?
I'm not a Man City fan.
200 million. I'm saying 200 million. I'm saying 200 million.
Oh, all right, cool.
You're putting a dangerous target on Mainu's back. You know? Just let the guy land.
By the way,
let him land, man.
I get what you're saying, mate. I get what you're saying. You're basically saying to me he's unsellable, right? Is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah.
150 million. I'm not talking.
For me to be tempted, I want to be seeing 150 M's standard.
How much is Curtis Jones? Well,
Curtis Jones,
he's 300 mil now. He's 300 mil.
Not really. Let's be honest. Curtis Jones' ceiling is not that high. He's probably at his ceiling as it stands, and there's probably a little bit more room. But he's nothing more. He's just he's a bit more. Let's face it. He's a bit more. But he's an amped up Gallagher, bruv. He's got a bit better, and he knows that he's in a better system. Like he's good, and he's had his purple, and he's good.
Yeah. Cass, you've lost it.
It's an amped up Gallagher.
You know what? It's the
I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, what did you get me? You just asked me a question and I answered it the way I needed to answer. I didn't say I never liked Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones, I said I'm a bit of a fan of Curtis Jones.
I said he's Curtis Jones.
A better version of Gallagher. I mean, what's the differences between them two? Except that my man can dribble a little bit better and be more aware.
You both
got the same work rates and stuff.
You said Curtis Jones is Conor Gallagher with everything seasoning. That's what you just said.
Basically, yeah.
That's what you just said to me.
Basically, yeah.
Say nothing.
I'll get us laugh at you like that.
You know what's funny, Don? This time last year, they hated him.
I know they did, bro.
So yeah, I think I like Curtis Jones. I actually, to be fair, I like Gallagher as well. So I don't know why you're laughing. I just think in terms of similar abilities and whatnot, I think they're quite similar. I just think Curtis Jones has way more awareness.
On Gallagher, Cass, don't listen.
No, wait one second.
I won't be surprised if you lot aren't linked to him as well. You know,
way more. As I said, he's got way more awareness and way better dribbling, in my opinion. And that's it.
And that is
fine.
That's problem. Don loves that in a minute. That's everything that Gallagher doesn't have. That Don keeps reminding us.
Exactly. That's what I said about Curtis Jones. So I'm just saying he's a more of an amped up version. Am I wrong?
Nah, they're not even. They don't even play.
They're not remotely similar, bro.
And that's the worst comparison you could have made, bro. That's why everyone's laughed at you like that.
I don't know, man. I'm just allowing you.
Curtis Jones is way more techie than him, man.
One has VO5, one has Esco. Completely different, bro. Completely different.
I need to end it now, anyways, man. I big up everyone. Smash a like on the way out if you haven't done so yet, and subscribe to everyone. It's everywhere. Yes, I am hungry. I'm thirsty, but we move. We do it for a good cause. I do it for a good cause.
What you like to be on?
All right, this is why I'm about to go pray for forgiveness. So yeah, there we go.